did you know that 80% of success in anything you undertake is depending on your mindset and only 20% on the action you take? I think that's mind blowing. I mean, 80% and 80% of our every success in projects, in business, in life, in everything we undertake, 80% is depending on our mindset. And what do we do to take care of our mindset and to make sure that we have a positive mindset and that we set ourselves up for success? Because most of the time, we are so busy with all the practical things and all the tactical things, but they only make out 20% of your success. But I get it. I do this as well. There's there's nothing more satisfying than crossing off some things of your to-do list, and you see the progress, the immediate progress. So you have an immediate satisfaction of doing the things you do. And the mindset is more out there. It's the woohoo stuff, and so we don't pay much attention to it. And even when you know that it is so important and it takes up or it makes out 80% of your success, even then, we are so busy. And one of, I'm, I'm admitting yeah, to have the same problem or to do the same things. I just focus on the tactical stuff and I just forget about the mindset. Although I know by experience that it works. I know that you can create your future by minding your mindset, by visualizing, by affirmations, and the first time I came in contact with stuff like that, some mindset books and stuff, was when I was in my 20s. And Hilde and I got invited to this sailing vacation. Well, we got invited, but it was like a paid vacation, of course. But we were going to sail from Portugal to Madeira. Madeira is one of the islands near Portugal. And we were going to be on the ocean for 4 days and 4 nights. So obviously we thought like, okay, this is an excellent time to catch up on our reading. And maybe we ought to buy new books and just stack up on our books because we are fast and furious readers. So we went shopping uh, to get the list of things that we needed for the trip. And I remember walking into this little bookstore, and there were shelves with the books, and then on the right hand side there was a table, and it was like it run all the way up to the end of the bookstore, and there were various books also laid out on the table, and there was one book that just stood out for me, and I noticed it, and I had this feeling like, or I this thought like, this title sounds familiar. Did I hear about it, or how? I know this book. I know it's a good book, and I just can't remember, or even couldn't remember at the time where I heard the title of the book. Um, so I bought it, and because I flipped it, and on the book cover on the back side it said it was about ancient manuscripts that were that were discovered, and all the insights people got from that. So by now I think a lot of people know that I'm talking about the Celestine prophecy. And this book caught me so hard so much that I finished it, and even Hilde also. We both finished it before we went on our sailing trip, and I think that was a good thing because I ended up being sick 4 days and 4 nights on our sailing trip, um, and then feeling even more miserable when we got on land, and I had the land disease where you everything is shifting and turning the whole time. So it's a really weird experience. Um, but even with that experience, being sick 4 days and 4 nights, and then the land sickness afterwards, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it again. It was such a nice and great experience, and I would do it again immediately. But so we already finished the book both, and I lay my alcove most of the time, so I had lots of time to think about it. And um, when we got back, I think we bought all the books, or Hilde even got the books from somebody at work who he was an American, and he brought every new book he brought for her. So we had all the books and the workbooks and stuff, and we even started a workshop, a club with friends to talk about or to do the exercises in the workbook. And Hilde and I were leading that, and we set it up, and we invited friends, and we uh, worked out every workshop that we came together. So we first read part of the book, like a chapter or something, and then we did the exercises from the workbook. But we figured it all out, Hilde and I. And it was a great experience. It really was. And I still remember some details from the workshops that we did. And so everything went well, and everybody was really excited and happy about the workshops. And then we started thinking, or our brain stepped in and started say we started saying to ourselves, like, hmm, like we both are the ones leading the workshops, but there are people that are older than us, and there are people that are probably wiser, and there are people that have graduated from college and from university, and we both didn't. And so we suddenly felt inferior, and we felt that we couldn't lead those workshops anyhow because we weren't as good as we ought to be in our minds. But then looking at it afterwards, we were the only ones that took action. So all the others, the older and the wiser, and the ones with the the uh, college and university degrees, they didn't take the action, and we did. And we actually coached all our friends um, in these workshops. So that is the first time we gained experience from coaching and from leading a group of people towards a certain point. And then as soon as our brain started, in our critical, our inner critic started to jump in, as soon as it got really successful, and we just stopped. Uh, we got afraid. And if we had worked on our own mindset prior to all those workshops, and not only like doing the tactical things like, okay, who's reading the chapter, and which of the exercises are we going to do, and stuff like that, if we had focused on our own mindset, maybe we had pulled it through. But even now, when I talk to people that were there, they still remember, and they still have a really good feeling of it. And for some of them, it was the basis, it was the start of their like spiritual thinking, or their law of attraction thinking, or so they gained a lot of tools to feel better about themselves and to step up in life. Um, and I think that's a really cool thing. Um, and my lesson now is the 80% is the most important one. And it is much easier to follow the 20%. You know, the 80% mindset is the most important one, but it's much easier to follow the 20% action. And of course, without the action, the mindset is okay, you feel good about yourself, but you can't gain any success when you don't take any action. But the thing is that the action is much easier to follow because it's a step by step thing. And the mindset, there are so many things out there and there's so much information out there. And at the time when we started the workshops, we only had one focus, and our focus was the Celestine Prophecy and that workbook. But now with the internet, there's so much stuff out there. And there's like meditation and yoga and affirmation and gratitude and law of attraction and vision boards and visualization techniques, and everything is out there. And how are you going to select the one that is okay for you, or that helps you? And I think it doesn't even matter which one you take. It doesn't even matter whether it's 100% match. The one thing that matters is that you work on your mindset and that you are pushing back to that inner critic and saying like, I know I don't have the degree, I'm not the oldest, I'm not the wisest, I'm not the funniest, I'm not the most beautiful, but that doesn't mind because want to I want to go that distance, I want to achieve that dream, I want to have that success. And um, and you just feed your mind with the positive stuff, and the 20% action, that is a thing that comes um, when you are taking care of your mind and you you pick up momentum. Yeah, the the action stuff is is the obvious next step. But just start on your own with all the free courses that are out there, or start with a coach, or start with a um, a group session or workshops about mind setting, about vision boards, about um, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not for you, then that's okay as well. But you just grow. You just grow, and you feel yourself growing. And um, just go out and search. And if there's somebody that speaks to your heart, and if there's somebody you connect with, even when it's like this, I'm talking and you're just listening, and when I say the right things, you might think like, okay, I just want to do something with her or with him or whatever. And it's like I said, it doesn't matter. Just start and feed your brain with the positive things, or look at the positive things, or yeah, just start and remember that 80% is the most important um, part of your success.